Hello and welcome back to a special weekend edition of Poke Fodder. Today I want to go over a spotlight video, and I know I keep teasing that I'm going to show you my Nebby deck, but I'm not doing it just yet. No. What I'm going to do is I want to talk about the two new Pokemon that are available in the rewards. We have Pumpkaboo, which is an uncommon 2 MP Pokemon that is a Ghost Grass type, so this will work in tropical decks. It has the ability of Infiltrator. On the field, this Pokemon can pass through other Pokemon. If we look at its wheel, it is a spinner wheel, very similar to Lilligant, very similar to Cacnea. Couldn't think of his name all of a sudden. With the 10-time spinner of Bullet Seed, the 32 Wheel Slice 3-star Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is attach a pumpkin marker to the battle opponent. Other Pokemon may MP move through this Pokemon that have a pumpkin marker attached, and that's how it's going to fit into your tropical deck. Is if you land the Trick or Treat, it's going to allow so that your other Mons now have that ghost-like ability, similar to Melee Wish, where kind of like that, where you banish him and then your Pokemon gets the ghost-like abilities, except this one works against Soar Pokemon as well. If you remember, Melee does not work against Soar Pokemon. So at level 5, this Pokemon is only going to have 4 miss, and it does have a 56 base wheel spinner. Now, if we go and look at some of the more prominent spinner wheels to see how the 56 base damage stacks up, the first one is kind of fallen out of favor of late, but Greninja kind of used to be the gold standard as far as spinner wheels. It has a 40 base spinner, so definitely a lot larger than that one. If we look at Lilligant, also a grass type, it has a 52. Now this one does do 30 times damage, but it's 52, and it's got a base miss of 12. So Pumpkaboo's is larger than Lilligant, larger than Greninja. If we keep going, I know there are a couple of other spinner wheels, mostly on grass types. I'll just go look at the grass here. Something like Sceptile, although it doesn't keep respinning, it only spins once, is a 44. If we look at Cacnea, it has 64, so quite a bit larger, and at level 5 has no miss, so quite a bit larger here. Really, I'm pretty sure C-Dot has a spinner which is significantly smaller. It's only 40, so that's the same as Greninja, I guess. I did not realize that. And the only other real spinner is, if we look at the Charizard line, 56. So that's right there. If we look at the Charizard X, 56. So we're good there. And then if we look at regular Charizard, 56. So you can see that this is, I want to say, what is that? Is that tied for the second largest? 56. So it's tied with the Charizard line for the second largest spinner wheel. There's a graphic out there that will show what some of the different spinner wheels and their odds of landing whenever, like multiple times. Like how many times is it going to take in order for this to really start making an impact? And so what you do is you do 56 divided by 96, which is going to give you a 58% chance of landing it once. And then 56 divided by times 56 divided by 96. To land it twice, you go down to a 34% chance. If we multiply 56 by 96 for 3 times, and you're still only doing 30 damage here, it's roughly 20%. If we go one more time, 56 divided by 96, it looks like it's 11.5. We'll call it a 12% chance of doing 40 damage. So this isn't going to be a super strong Pokemon, and your odds of, your odds are just going to go downhill from there of getting anything above 40. Even at 12%, it's not very likely to happen. But in something like the gym that we have now, where it's a 30 spinner, all of a sudden you have a 11.5, we'll say a 12% chance of landing 4 times, and that's 120, which is 120 is going to be competitive. I mean, it's not going to be the strongest Pokemon out there, but it's going to be competitive. If we move on and look at Gourgeist, it is a ghost grass with the ability of Harvest Festival. If this Pokemon is excluded from the duel, exclude Pokemon with pumpkin markers attached to them from the duel. And as always with ghost types, it can MP move through other Pokemon. If we look at the wheel a little bit closer, it has an 8 miss followed by a 20 3-star purple Trick or Treat, same as Pumpkaboo. A 16 wheels of Shadow Sneak, which is 50 damage. A second 2-star purple. This one is Explosion, this Pokemon, and all neighbor Pokemon faint, followed by another miss, and then a 28 wheel slice of Seed Bomb. And that's it. My thoughts on Gourgeist are this. There's a lot going on here. If I take this into battle and say, we'll just say I get it up to level 5. So it's got 8 miss. And I don't know, what are we leveling up on this? 28, 20, 16, 20... 90 coming off an evolution is only going to be a 100. That's not great. Trick or Treat, there's just, like, if you do the Trick or Treat, yeah, your other Pokemon can move through it. But, like, in order for this to really be working, like, you'd have to be playing a Dragon deck. And I think if you're playing a Dragon deck, the twins, I think they're going to be smart enough to not attack and try to banish your Gourgeist, especially if their other Pokemon have Trick or Treat markers already placed on them. And if Gourgeist is going to be, here's the thing, you're going to want Gourgeist being out on the front line or your Pumpkaboo out on the front line trying to attach these Trick or Treat markers on your opponent. So if that's the case, and you do go against a banished deck, we'll say the twins, because that's really the only one that you're going to see in the current meta, this is going to have a really good chance of getting excluded because he needs to be out on the forefront. But, like, you kind of want him back. I don't know. There are possibilities. And Care Bear from Discord it was a staged match with somebody else where they set it up so that they would land the Trick or Treat markers on a bunch of different Pokemon and then get him excluded from the duel. and it cleared the board. And it's really funny to see. But as far as, is it realistic? I think there are ways that you could make this work. I see these being decent in the gym with the plus 20 buff and the MP buff. I think they could be decent. As far as League, I don't know. But what Care Bear and I have decided to do, is maybe these Pokemon are better suited for the 3-2-1 rooms, where you get 3 uncommon or uncommon, 2 rare, and 1 EX. And so he has built a deck centered around the Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist line. I've put together a deck that I could see myself running. It's kind of all over the map. There's not a whole lot of synergy here, but this is something I could see myself running. We're going to take it into just a room match. And I haven't told him to do anything other than just play normal. Because I do have the 2 new Pokemon. He has like 3 Pumpkaboos and a Gourgeist or something. I'm not sure exactly what his deck makeup is. But he has them. He's put resources into them. And currently, you know, I'm working on a specific deck that I'm going to be putting all my resources in. And I just want to see what it can do. So I'm going to go queue up my game with Care Bear. We may just do one depending on how it goes. Maybe we'll do a couple. But I hope, my hope here is that you guys will be able to see what these Pokemon are capable of. And are these something that you think could find their way into your deck? Give me a minute and we'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. And as you see, Care Bear is running 3 Pumpkaboos, 1 Gourgeist. What was there? An Umbreon there and an Absol. Let's see. I don't know how he's going to do this. I don't know how. So Absol puts a curse marker on neighboring Pokemon, if I remember correctly. Goodness. It's been a hot minute since I've used him. Let's see. Perish Song. I'm going to put that out. What does Perish Song do? All adjacent Pokemon gain curse markers. Okay. So that's what he's definitely going to try to do. Magikarp was a really bad choice here. But here's the thing. Like, while, yeah, Magikarp was a bad choice, I'm not going to try to justify that. But when you're doing these 3-2-1 hauls, there's not a lot of gold. Not of viable gold attackers. That's level 5, so Confuse makes him a trick-or-treat machine. Let's see if we can avoid getting trick-or-treated. I probably should have done a swap spot. The plates that I'm running, double chance, max revive, goal block. And that is not a good way to start this. And counterattack. So as you can see, I didn't build a deck. Like, I knew he was running a deck where the purpose was to try to banish my Pokemon, but I didn't run a deck. Goodness. Where I was carrying a bunch of scoop ups and a bunch of Pokemon switches, because that's not necessarily realistic in a 3-2-1 type gym. I tried to be something that I would actually think about running. So he's going to go and attack. Okay. And I don't remember what it was. It was like 20% for him to do 3. Nice. So we are going to get the win there. I'm going to threaten goal. Of course, now I've kind of set it up. Does he have a hurdle jump? he does not have hurdle jump, so I can actually double chance into his Pumpkaboo here. Man, we're gonna need to roll the gold. Nope. So even though the spinners are what you would level up on this Pokemon, no doubt about it, he has landed his purple with fairly consistently, I would say. All right. So this is what we've got, huh? I'm going to... All right. I'm kind of amazed at how easily that worked out for him, actually. Now, I cannot knock out Gourgeist. That is... I do not want to attack into him. So now the question becomes, if he puts that on goal... Oh, no. I don't have a hurdle jump either, so I'm going to have to go. But what am I losing? This is actually pretty funny because I'm just picturing in my head, if I knock him out, I'm going to lose 1, 2, 3 of my Pokemon. But am I going to be able to capture his goal? He has a goal block. So I have to think about this. Do I want to? Oh, man. One, two, three. See, that doesn't get him. That gets in there. Oh my gosh, this is such a bad decision. I can't do it. Like, okay, so here's my predicament. And you guys see my predicament here. If I surround him, he's going to lose his Gourgeist, and he's going to lose his Absol. But I'm going to lose 3 of my Pokemon as well. And since this is for the video, I don't know what I would do if this wasn't for the video. But here goes nothing. Oh, wait, he doesn't lose his Absol. I wonder why. Wait. And I didn't lose... That is interesting. I don't know why. I'm completely confused as to why. I mean, I'm cursed. And Absol is cursed. Oh, because they weren't cursed by Trick or Treat. Maybe that's what it was. That's what it is. Okay. So that took me a minute with the new Mons to figure out what all was going on. But that was crazy. And it's kind of funny to watch everything blow up off the screen. And I guess I was unnecessarily worried about all of my Pokemon being banished, because his got banished because it was cursed and it lost the battle. But Absol and my Coco were cursed and not Pumpkaboos. So I guess that does make sense. I hope that was a good learning tool for you guys, because now you don't have to worry about the same thing. And maybe you guys are just naturally smarter than I am, and you already knew while I was trying to figure this out that I'm an idiot and that I should just go attack. But having never played against a deck like that, I wasn't quite sure. I was getting some things confused, and it's easy to do. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying when this banner dropped, about how these newer Pokemon are becoming multi-dimensional in their abilities, whereas before the ability was what you see is what you get, WYSIWYG. But now it's, you have to do condition A has to be met, and then condition B has to be met, or something along those lines. There's multiple steps to these that add more dimensions to the game. So I think we're done. I don't think we're going to run another one. I hope you guys found that entertaining. I thought it was fun to do, and I enjoyed it. Let me know. Head over to Discord. Let me know in the comments below. As always, there's links in the description below, but can you see yourself building a deck around this, or is this too much of a gimmick? Let me know. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are. After seeing the video, you know, does it sway your opinion one way or the other? What was your initial opinion, and has it changed? I'm still in the air about them. I think Gourgeist tries to do too much. But maybe in a 3-2-1 room, I definitely think this could be viable. So that's going to wrap it up for today's installment. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend. And until next time.